Conflict, the Beauty and the Beast, a UTN framework for seeing the mentor hidden inside every menace, by Patrick Carradine, Unified Theistic Naturalism Publications. 2025 DOI, 10.5281/Sonato, 17,642,492. Abstract conflict appears monstrous in every framework humanity has inherited, whether cast as spiritual warfare, karmic imbalance, emotional injury, moral failure, or psychological threat. Conflict is almost universally feared as the beast, a menacing force requiring discipline, prayer, meditation, suppression, escape, or correction. Unified Theistic Naturalism, UTN, reveals something radically different. Conflict is not an attack, a punishment, or a battlefield between good and evil. Conflict is the meeting point of memory and the present, where two histories collide and each person demands that the other see through their inherited lens. This collision produces oscillation, distortion, fear, reactivity, and the narrowing of perspective. Yet hidden inside this very moment, the place everyone is taught to avoid, is the beauty, a mentoring opportunity that expands vision, forms new neural pathways, dissolves attachment, and realigns a person with communion. The conflict dissolves not by resistance but by seeing. Only one person in the conflict needs to see clearly. When that person steps out of memory and into communion, the conflict becomes a win-win. One side receives the demanded outcome, and the other receives the wisdom gain. This paper presents the UTN anatomy of conflict, the role of oscillation, the mentor-menace pivot, and the neurobiological mechanism through which seeing dissolves conflict instantly. Introduction: the monster at the door. Every culture has taught us to fear conflict. In religion, it is warfare between spirits. In psychology, it is pathology. In philosophy, it is contradiction. In self-help, it is a problem to fix. In family systems, it is a threat to harmony. In spirituality, it is a sign that we must pray, meditate, or ascend. Each robe offers its own ritual to banish the beast. But UTN begins differently. Conflict is not a monster to slay, it is a mirror to see. And inside that mirror lies the beauty in the beast, the unexpected mentor hiding within the very moment we want to escape. This paper walks gently, clearly, and scientifically through the structure of conflict, revealing the nature of matter, memory, oscillation, timing, and communion, and showing how a single shift in perception dissolves what entire frameworks have spent centuries trying to escape. Section I: Matter, Memory, and the Construction of the Material Mind. Before conflict can be understood, a person must understand what they are made of, not spiritually, not symbolically, literally. 1. Matter is memory. Atoms, molecules, DNA, epigenetic markers, and what UTN defines as somogenic transmission, all carry the lived and inherited history of life. Matter is not random dust, it is structured memory. Your body proves this without belief. Your heart beats without being taught. Your lungs breathe without instruction. Your nervous system reacts before you interpret. Your digestion proceeds without education. The organism runs on inherited memory. 2. The material mind is memory interpreting the present. Your thoughts are not you, they are patterns of inherited memory evaluating the moment through collective learning, religious frameworks, cultural expectations, personal experiences, survival conditioning, family systems, somogenic transmission. This means every person enters conflict with a pre-written script, shaped by their matter. They are not stubborn, they are structured. 3. The loop, predictive coding and Hebbian reinforcement. The brain predicts the future by referencing the past. This is called predictive coding. Repeated interpretations strengthen neural circuits. This is Hebbian learning. Neurons that fire together wire together. Thus, if you stay inside memory, you cannot see anything new. This sets the stage for conflict. Section 2: How conflict forms. Two histories colliding at the intersection. Conflict is not about the event is neutral. Conflict happens when person A brings their memory-based interpretation, person B brings their memory-based interpretation, and both believe their interpretation is the correct one. Each person says, "See it my way," and the conflict ends. Join my understanding, and everything will settle. They are not arguing about the situation. They are arguing about the world their memory has built. This is the menace state, each person perceiving the other as a threat, an obstacle, or an opponent. The horizon problem: both parties have reached the limit of their current understanding. To see differently would require expanding beyond their inherited memory, something most nervous systems cannot do while in oscillation. Conflict becomes the clash of two incomplete horizons, each demanding dominance. Section 3, Oscillation, Timing, and the True Nature of the Beast. Oscillation is the departure from divine cadence. It is distortion, urgency, pressure, inflammation, fear, reactivity, the compulsion to win, the need to protect memory. Person A's request, right or wrong, may still be out of timing. Timing determines whether an action is harmonious or oscillatory. How oscillation turns the other into a menace. When a person is in oscillation, every request feels like a demand, every discomfort feels like danger, every disagreement feels like threat. Both people see the other as the beast, both feel justified, both feel endangered. But there is beauty here, a mentor hiding inside the menace. Section IV, the mentor in the menace. How one seer dissolves the entire conflict. Only one person needs to step into communion. Only one needs to see clearly. Only one needs to release attachment. This person becomes person B. Person B shifts from menace to mentor. When person B releases their attachment to the outcome, accepts what is, and sees the moment through divine timing, the pressure dissolves, the interpretation shifts, the nervous system calms, the amygdala quiets, the prefrontal cortex opens. A new neural pathway begins forming. Person A, who once seemed like a threat, becomes, an unwitting mentor, a doorway, an opportunity, a mirror revealing B's attachment, a catalyst for expansion. Why this creates a win-win? Person A receives the outcome they demanded. This satisfies their memory-based definition of winning. Person B receives what they truly wanted: clarity, communion, and the wisdom gain. This is the beauty in the beast. What happens biologically in person B? A neuroplastic shift occurs, old predictive loops weaken, a new neural pathway forms, creativity increases, biological stress decreases, inflammation lowers, aging slows, perspective expands. This is the scientific signature of communion overriding memory. What happens to person A? They appear to win, but they remain in oscillation. They carry its fruits forward: mechanical behavior, distortion, fear-based decision-making, biological deterioration. Person B expands. Person A continues looping, yet both leave the conflict satisfied. That is the win-win that only vision can create. Section 5, Conclusion. The beauty was there all along. Conflict is not a curse. It is not an enemy. It is not warfare. It is not a sign of spiritual failure. Conflict is the moment where memory collides with reality, and inside that collision lies the very doorway to communion. The beauty in the beast is this: the moment we fear most is the moment that can free us fastest. Every conflict carries a hidden mentor, inviting us into a wider horizon, a fresh neural pathway, and a deeper clarity. Only one person has to see it, and when they do, the entire conflict dissolves. This is UTN's gift: seeing the truth of the moment and suffering instantly, not through work, not through time, not through ritual, through seeing. Reflection questions: 1. Where in your life do you notice the same conflict loop repeating? 2. How has your inherited memory shaped your interpretation of others? 3. What outcome are you attached to that creates pressure when resisted? 4. Can you identify a moment when someone you saw as a menace was actually a mentor revealing your attachment? 5. What would it feel like to accept the moment in front of you as the truth, without resistance? 6. Where are you being invited to expand your horizon through seeing rather than fighting? 7. Who in your life appears to win, while actually remaining in oscillation? 8. What wisdom gain is waiting inside your next conflict? Canonical reference block: Principia Communio, Axioms and Laws of Unified Theistic Naturalism DOI, 10.5281/Synodo, 17,009,966. All axioms, laws, and living equations cited are drawn directly from Principia Communio, which defines the canonical framework of unified theistic naturalism. UTN